Hello. So this is the spot I went Sunday morning. 5 o'clock I started to walk up here all alone, and so it was Sunday. Today I think it's Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday. So what I did, I met here. Here I met my GoPro, just with the tripod. I just fixated it here. Then I lied down here. Here I was lying down, and as you can see, and you will see it on the video, I just drank all the bottle mushrooms and maybe 5 minutes, and I vomited. It's this spot here. Yeah, so maybe 80% got outside, so I think that was not so bad. And yeah, then I was lying on the floor watching on top, and I saw a net, like something that connects everything. Every tree here was connected, and the trees were like glowing, and they were looking at me and seeing who's there. And on the top, I saw like clouds, but there were no really clouds. There were like these beings, very defined, like something I never have seen, and also not in maybe fantasy or science fiction. It's like they were waiting for me. And they came very fast. The clouds came to me, and I saw faces and contours, structure, really like this very airy, just beings of very light beings, but they were very friendly. And they tried to test me. They gave me like certain tasks to think about, and they tried to test me if I'm a good person or not. That's what it felt. And every time they gave me like stupid tasks, and I thought like, oh my god, who do you think I'm? Like I was really amused. I had to smile because it was like easy tasks, but you couldn't get stuck in the loop. Yeah. So the beings, they were looking at me, and then I listened to Spangl, and it was like the most important day of human history, something like that. 3 o'clock in the afternoon, when man meets with I don't know the exact word. I will check it again. With the aliens, extraterrestrials. When there's the first meeting, and I thought like, like that's, I can't explain it, but it was like that. And they had a gift for me, but they also had punishment for me. Something that was like karma. I had to pay something back, which I did bad in the past, or whenever, the future, I don't know. It's really difficult to say when that happened. And I have to pay my dues. And that's when, how this happened is like I didn't get any water. I had no water. I didn't drink water for 7 days. I fasted, well, and and I was begging for water. Please give me water. And they could have helped me, but they didn't. It was my lesson to get out this time, more or less all by my own. And it was really like fire. I was lying on the floor now. Maybe I don't know how much more I walked downwards, and really water was like I was all dried out. I thought I would have to die, and in the end, what saved me is like I couldn't even pee anymore. No way, I was just dry. But what I did then is I also didn't have a cup or something. I focused all my body to try to pee, and there were little drops coming out, and it's not enough. And I was so, dried out that in the end I just leant against the tree with my legs up, opened the mouth. That was the best that I could do, and just pee in my mouth 2 times. And that I think that saved my life. But I was really, yeah. And the next thing I found to eat was like I have to check how they're called, like a big flower with a root, and I digged the root out, and the root was really juicy. There was also the water is stored to provide for the flowers. That was long after, so I was a really long time without water. That was horrible. But I learned a very big lesson how important water is. I never really appreciated water, and without water there's no life. And you see everything. I just went with the water. I thought, how can I get outside this? And I just went with the water. Where does the water go? It goes downwards. That's what I did. And I fell many times on the head, everywhere. I'm like, I don't know if you see it, but I'm all cut. All my arms are cut here. It's like, like here. Everything. It was tough. Also the head, I have wounds. People when they now I already look much better, but yesterday when they saw me, they told me like you look like you were in a concentration camp, and I was really always inside. Like I drank so much. Now it's already better. It was really. That was really. I mean, that's the best thing that ever happened to me. I learned so much. Also, what is important, what not. And one thing that is very important for me is I don't want to be alone. I don't want to leave anybody alone. I think that's important, that you always have somebody that you can count on, or that you never leave somebody alone when you can help it. Also, water is very important, I learned. And also, I want to help many people. I want to help, and I received the gift. I can't define it right now, what it is. It has something to do with the sea, with fishes, with living underwater. And I think that's something I will share when I learn more. So I received the gift and I received the punishment. The punishment was really harsh. I never have. It's like torture. The gift is a very big gift, I know. So what I want to do is to help as many people as I can. And for that, I know the steps that I need to take now in order to do that. But maybe later I will explain more. Also found my family tree. Never thought something like this would exist. But that's where I slept. Just made myself a nest with these needles, dry needles. And it was cold. I had just a t-shirt. Just made myself a nest with many of these, and that kept me warm. Yes, big adventure. Best thing that happened in my life to me. Never learned so much. And I'm now very much positive that I never was really alone. There was always something guiding me or looking over me. But it didn't help me, because sometimes it's like with a child. You can't every time be with the child. Sometimes you have to do and let it make its mistakes and learn from it. So I think that's what happened. I had to do my mistakes. I had to go through this situation alone, and that's the way that I learned very much. Yeah. So okay, that's it for now. Just love the place here.